Thank you folks for coming out today. It's Mayor Jason Lary, Stonecrest. I got 4 brief things I'm going to cover. And we'll just take it from there. First thing I'm going to cover today is the Stonecrest Bill, SB 21, which changed our form of government here in Stonecrest. I want to say for the record that this is not good government. It's not productive. There's no checks and balances. And most of all, it had no citizen input. With that, that is the classic form, as far as I'm concerned, of voter suppression. People didn't get a chance to have their say. They voted for this form of government when we opened our city, and we have done a fantastic job of being able to do so. In brief, we've been able to vaccinate thousands of people at our New World headquarters, which is former Sam's Club building. We've been able to have COVID testing. We've taken care of our folks here in the city of Stonecrest with regards to paving our streets, our roads, being able to have a fantastic economic development program here in the city of Stonecrest. We're bringing new and innovative businesses to our industrial park commercially, and being the #1 home builder site now for the city of Stonecrest. We moved from a $6.2 million a year small budget to a $13.5 million a year budget, moving forward to a $30 million a year budget. Why is it now that we needed our charter change? Why is it now that we need a full form of new government? And we didn't. There's certain technical things that had to happen to be able to have your charter change. One is that you have to have notification in the paper, which Senator Jones did. 2, the city has to have notification, which they did not. So we're still looking for the notification with regards to being able to tell the city that your charter is going to be changed, and that didn't happen. Let me give you some specific examples. Senate Bill 7, they had an opportunity to have voter input, citizen input. That was the ethics bill. They went through a lengthy process from being able to hear from folks, talk to your citizens, make sure that those are the things that you wanted to have. And that did not happen for us. So what ends up happening in Stonecrest is that now a new charter has been imposed upon our city without citizens having a say, without mayor having a say. I do want to thank Representative Billy Mitchell. And what I want to thank Representative Billy Mitchell for is that I went down to the Capitol to see the state representatives to be able to sign this bill or not sign this bill. And it was a long walk from the parking lot to the Capitol. And I make no bones about it, folks. I was tired, I was exhausted, and I thought I was going to pass out there that day. And he was able to get me accommodated, and with that, I was able to talk to 2 state representatives of the Stonecrest area, and they said they would not sign a bill that didn't have the input of the people. And I'm not going to call their names, that wouldn't be fair. But the next day, that bill was signed by everybody, without the input for the citizens of Stonecrest. And I don't think that's fair. Matter of fact, I know it's not fair. It's oppressive, and it suppresses the voice of the folks here in Stonecrest. Now, I go from being a mayor that, you know, with the ability to have economic prowess and to make things happen. And my departments have been decimated. I have no economic development budget. I have no chief of staff. I have no business development. I have no culture and community affairs. And quite frankly, folks, I've been reduced to, which I do like doing, hugging ladies and kissing babies. That doesn't bring the cheese in with regards to a new city and where you're going in this era. It's unfortunate. So all of my people have been removed or fired. All my departments have been removed or unfunded. And I haven't been able to find out why that is the case. That's the first subject. So, Senator Emanuel Jones owes the citizens of Stonecrest an apology because he did not handle this business in the proper way. They get input, they come here and find out what the citizens want, and do as other bills have done, have a referendum for the citizens. And he didn't do that. He maneuvered his way through the Capitol, got all the signatures that it was required, and of course had it fast-tracked and signed by the governor. I had a conversation with the governor last year about my relationship with Emanuel Jones. And I've asked everybody to help me with this gentleman, from the CAB CEO, to the governor himself, to other people that knew him, and we couldn't even get a conversation with the person. And to this day, I'm just dumbfounded as to how this best works for Stonecrest. And it doesn't. Well, I've accepted the fact that this is what we've been relegated to. I am still the mayor of Stonecrest until the citizens say that I'm not. And I represent us proudly for the things that we do. Next subject, the CARES Act. Some really good people got hurt in this situation. $6.2 million came down from the county with regards to being able to disperse those funds. And that team had 45 days to do that. They had to put together a program. They had to determine who was eligible. They had to interview and then distribute the funds from there. It was a tall order and a heavy lift for the economic development team, and specifically the city and city council members wanted to stay out of it. You know, they designed this so that this could happen this way. And now, what has turned into really a good thing, because being on cancer leave, I came in occasionally to shake hands and to see people, and often or not, they were in tears, saying that you saved my business, you saved our church. This CARES Act funding was the best thing that could ever happen for us. We even had a pastor's roundtable and conference the other day to determine, what did you do with the money? How did it help the situation? And I was headed toward a small business roundtable to do the same. Well, people now are afraid out of their minds. They're afraid they're going to be investigated. They're afraid that people are going to shun them for being able to have the money that was designated for small businesses. And I want to tell you all that I'm proud to say that money was distributed the best way it could be with regards to the talent that was available. Also, I heard so many stories from small businesses and churches and nonprofits that thanked us, profusely over the things that happened and the goodness of it. And quite frankly, folks, now it's turned ugly. There was never an intent on anybody's part to kick back or filter money back or any of that nonsense. The intent was to get the money in the hands of the people so they could spend it to do it the right way for their businesses and their churches and their nonprofits. And to be able to do that, if along the way something has happened that wasn't in line with the rules, I'll be the first to apologize for it. But the intent of it was good, and I think at the end of the day, once all the investigations and inquiries are done, you'll find out that's exactly what happened. Third thing, folks, this is stressful. And as I had told my family and friends and committed to my family, if the next round of this comes about, I was going to take some time. And with that, My numbers are not going in the direction that our physicians want me to. This will be my third round with cancer treatment. And I'm not gonna go and work through this in this fashion. So a couple of things are gonna happen from here now. One is that I'll start treatment shortly again, and I'm gonna take some time from City Hall. But let me be clear, I am not going to resign my seat. The voters put me in this seat, and if they see fit for me not to be in this seat, they know what to do. Second, since I'm a ceremonial mayor only now, they still have consummate duties that they have with regards to what they want me to do at City Hall. Signing checks, being on the bank account, signing contracts. No, thank you. Because at this point, I'm going to request from council or state representatives that duty befalls someone else. There's no use in being responsible for that type of weight without the ability to be able to take care of the business at hand. This is now instead of a strong mayor form of government, this is a council city manager form of government. This is what they conspired to have, and now they have it. I'm going to take some time to heal and get better, and I'll still be around for that. Last but not least, this is a bad subject, and the reason I tell you that this is a bad subject is that personally, these are black folks persecuting black folks. It's terrible. I don't know how else to say it. And the intent of us being able to distribute the money and make sure the right folks got it and applied, we did that out of love and out of respect for the folks that we had here. And that's not what's happening here. This is all political. This is all some ploy for Senator Emmanuel Jones to announce he's running for lieutenant governor. To step on the necks of the other people that are here to stand up on themselves. There's no way this should have got to this situation. No way. After we're being able to talk and try to be adults. And I'm a prideful man, folks. Politics is new to me. I'm a businessman. I'm a marketer by trade. But first of all, I'm a family man. And I'm a community person that tried to build Stonecrest the way they are today, and the way it is today, and to move forward. And I'll still work, for whatever the folks have me to do. With that, I don't want to embarrass Henry Hunt Elementary School in Macon, Georgia, along with M.M. Burdell. I'm not going to embarrass Northeast High School Class of 80, Macon, Georgia, or the class of 1984. Clark College, which is now Clark Atlanta University, as you can probably tell my age now. But legacy means everything to me, everything to my family. And this is the last request that I have, folks. And I'm not going to answer any questions, but I'm going to tell you this. I want people, let me back up by saying this first. Particularly here in Stonecrest, we took diversity and inclusion very serious. Women run Stonecrest by my appointment because they're the best. It's just that simple. Acting city manager, chairman of the Development Authority, the Visitors and Convention Bureau that they tried to get set up, Stonecrest Business Alliance, all of these auxiliaries and things that are happening here. Our city clerk, all ran by women, very capable, smart women. And that's why I was extraordinarily disappointed when all these folks started to move out of the way. The sensitive issue that I want to bring to light, and I'll provide that information to the people at hand. But I want to thank this young man that doesn't know me and I don't know him. He might even be standing in the audience today. His name is Zach Hansen from the AJC. And what Mr. Hansen did was when he put this first article out, my flooded with calls from women that claiming the abuse and neglect and the cheating opportunities of being beat out of their money by Senator Emanuel Jones. And I said, you know, I'm not in that business. I'm not in the business of protecting folks and doing that particular stuff. I'm not in the business of dirty politics. And with that, I said, you know, you need to call law enforcement. But they persist and they persist and they persist. And the more they called, the more they talked about how threatened they feel. The more they called, they talked about, you know, things that happened to them. The more they called, they talked about how Senator Jones was run out of Columbus, Georgia, with his own car dealerships and 2 sexual harassment cases down there that are sealed, that he paid money for. All of this stuff. I don't need to know, nor do I care to know. But this is what I will do. For those journalists, I will email you those folks' telephone numbers and their email address, and you all can talk to them. But I'm not going to be caught up in the minutia of this nonsense, because this is not what's supposed to happen here in the city of Stonecrest or anywhere else. It's a shame. Black folks treating black folks terribly, and that's what it boils down to. I'm sorry that it come to this. All I can tell you is that we did the best we could do here in Stonecrest with regards to distributing that money to the folks that applied for it. My understanding is that there's another 18 million that's coming down to be from this standpoint, and of course I won't be anywhere managing or doing anything, not even trying at that standpoint. But that's where we are today. Now that, of course, folks, I hope you can respect the fact now that they called for an investigation on it. I can't answer any specific questions with regards to it. And my email is jlary@stonecrestga.gov. And if you want to talk to those folks that have contacted my office with regards to those situations or allegations or rumors or whatever it is, you send me a message and I will send that information to you. I'm sorry for all of this, because this is terrible. It's just terrible. We have one shot in Stonecrest to continue to be the economic muscle that we can be, to take care of folks, to pave our roads, to develop a police station, to be able to have our own public works, to pay for the services that these people deserve here in the city of Stonecrest. And now we're just marred in nonsense. And I just want you all to know that I'm going to take a medical break from this. I'm going to take some time to heal. I'm going to take some time to get better. And this is the last you'll hear of me with this until this. Thank you for your time.
Mayor, what do you say to people